if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com. Let's dive into the topic for today. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. I hope you guys are doing fabulous wherever you guys are on this journey. I'm excited to be back for another crystal ball and tarot reading for you guys. We're going to be looking into the month of June. So we'll see kind of what's coming out here and the energies moving forward. It's interesting because I got an impression. I have not looked into this month yet. And I got this impression about June 11th. So I don't know if there's something going on June 11th. So we're going to pull some tarot on that day specifically as well, just because that is something that keeps coming up for me here. But with that being said, we're going to dive into an energy report for you guys for the month of June. Again, this is just a tarot reading, so please use your discernment. If you guys enjoy my readings, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. And again, I will not reach out to any of you guys, okay? So if you are looking for a personal session, please check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com, but I will not reach out to you for any readings or sessions. So please just be aware of any scammers, all right, you guys? So let's dive right in and see what's coming out for you guys for the month of June. All right, lovely souls. So let's dive in and see what messages are coming out. I'm going to use a bit of a different deck today. Now, this one is a little bit larger. So again, you guys, sometimes with the tarot decks, if you guys are looking for your own tarot deck to really connect with, please just be aware of the sizes, because sometimes these bigger decks are a little bit challenging to shuffle, especially if you have smaller hands. So what can you share with us, Spirit, for the month of June? What can you share with us, Spirit, for the month of June? Overall energies, and then we'll dig into some more specifics. Month of June, what can you share with us? All right, the Chariot in reverse. 5 of Pentacles. King of Cups. 6 of Cups in reverse. The Hanged Man. I gotta say, I'm getting a big, stay put kind of month is what it looks like. See, you guys, the Hermit, the Hanged Man, the Chariot in reverse, okay? So I know it's the summer. I know we want to probably go out. I don't know if you guys have some travel plans, but the first thing I'm getting with the Chariot could represent sometimes a lot with travel. And I have to say, again, it's probably the best case scenario to stay at home, stay in your local community for the month of June. That's very, very strong energy that's coming out here for you guys. So we're going to see, I'm going to pull some of these cards as well, and we will dissect these even further. But what else can you share with us for the month of June, Spirit? And you know what's interesting? When I said earlier, June 11th, I was seeing something to do with June 11th. And I was wondering, because the 11th is, when we look at numerology as well, it's a very emotional energy. And I've noticed a lot of crashes. Here, one second, guys. Oh, there we go. A lot of crashes, like plane incidents, motor vehicle incidents, happen on these days that add up to 11, like the 29th, the 11th. And I was wondering if that date had some significant energy or any ties into potential, again, maybe plane malfunctions or maybe even crashes as well. We have that water, so cups, Knight of Cups energy, and we have the Knight of Swords, but with this one we have a fish in the water here as well. And I was getting a lot, maybe the swords could even represent, the water could represent even crashes within the water, within boats as well. So that's coming out really strongly. So let's see what we have here. So we have the Judge that flew out, and we have the river. See, exactly, the water. Oh my goodness, you guys. Back of the deck is that stone. All right, so again, I mean, with the seeing that Chariot in reverse, we have a lot of cards here to indicate the Hangman, the Hermit, that we may experience a lot of travel blockages here and a bit of chaotic energies. Now, I have, we've done that tarot reading on the blackout that happened in Spain a little while ago. The Hermit is coming out as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we could expect some potential. Maybe I'll have to confirm with the cards, but I'm wondering if there is another blackout somewhere worldwide. Actually, I'll see what comes out of the crystal ball in a moment, because this is the energy of like staying put, hunker down. And again, for those of you that are on the go and traveling, I mean, just use your intentions, connect to your spirit guides, use your protection through any potential hiccups here with the energies, because it does feel pretty intense. Now, I feel like we're gonna have a lot of stuff like come out as well, because it's interesting when we look at well, okay, sorry, before I go over there, the Chariot in reverse too can result in even like border. I wonder if this is travel related events or also like border restrictions happening here. Now, Five of Pentacles in the situation, though it is in reverse, and usually this is coming out of the cold. But please, again, just be aware, use your intuition, use your discernment during these times, because I'm wondering again if there's a push here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. The only thing is I don't love that it's in reverse. So the fact that we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I know that's a little hard to get it all in here, you guys, sorry. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I'm wondering if there is almost like I want to say an illusion of potentially either temporary relief with finances here. So this could be, it may look like positive news on the outside, you guys, but underneath the surface, it doesn't have a good long-term agenda, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, we've talked a lot about the push for certain controlled centralized systems when it comes to digital currency, and I mean, I do see us moving into a beautiful sovereign energy, but again, just be aware that there are still going to be those flags and those push for more controlled narratives, okay? And I'm seeing that. I'm wondering if something is going to come out in June when it comes to some kind of temporary relief with the economy. But just pay attention, okay? Is this going to be genuine? Is it going to be authentic? Or is this going to be more backed by controlled governments? I have to say there are so many different energies coming out here, you guys, so I'll try my best to dissect them all. But again, with that Six of Cups in reverse, this is, I feel like, a lot of people breaking past the illusions, breaking past the old systems, right? Because we can look at the systems of the past of manipulation, of control, the food systems, societal structures. These things are adjusting and changing. And the Hangman is a new perspective as well. It's a pause. It's a reset. And when we look at all this energy with the Judge, again, I mean, we can bring up, certain exposures. Look at the Diddy case that's happening in the trial right now. So I think there's going to be tons of exposures as well, but it's almost like what we can say is the month of June, to summarize it, is more about choosing stillness over interference, okay? I mean, yes, there's a time to act, there's a time to stand up, but it feels like this energy, the Hermit and the Knight of Swords with the Hangman, this is a time to stop, a time to pause, and really to go inside internally here, okay? Because on the outside, it's going to be pretty chaotic from what it looks like. So again, finding that stillness and choosing surrender over interference here is a big, big message for you guys, especially for the month of June, for all of us. All right, so let's try to dive into more like specifics as well, because I know you guys probably want to get some insight on that. Again, just a perspective in my energy report, you guys. So please take what resonates, leave what does not. But again, I get a lot to do with water here. So I would say we can experience accidents in water. Is a big thing that's coming out as well. This could be certain boats, maybe float planes, that sort of thing. So I'm going to take a few moments and see what I can get in the crystal ball, and then we're going to pull some more tarot as well. All right, so I have to say there is a lot of turbulence when it comes to water here. I just keep seeing like the whole half of the ball is just crazy water, crazy waves. And you guys, that is something that keeps coming out in the tarot as well. So I was also getting an impression like west, like I keep seeing the west, the west, the west. So I think that we could potentially experience some maybe significant flooding or tsunami warnings when it comes to the west, or maybe let's say the coast here of Oregon. And with the Chariot in reverse too, that could even be like certain restrictions going in and out of those areas too, or blocked off areas. So it does feel a little bit intense. Let's pull some few cards on this, because I'm also getting in the crystal ball. I got this in the past, but something about this ring is called the Ring of Fire. I Googled it last time. This came out in one of my crystal ball readings a while back. I can't remember what video, you guys. But this is coming out in the crystal ball yet again. Okay, what can you share, Spirit, when it comes to, you know what, actually, I'm remembering I seen something as well, and it was an article. I don't know if it was an article, actually. It was a video talking about how they're predicting like 10,000 earthquakes in one day. Let's ask about that, or you know what, let me just Google. Let me Google that for a moment. Okay, so I found an article here, and it is labeled a volcano off the coast of the USA is expected to erupt, and it could trigger 10,000 earthquakes at once. So let's pull some tarot on that, because I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of turbulence or earthquake, in the waters. So that's what I'm getting. And that may ripple out and equal a bit of flooding, a bit of triggers of other earthquakes as well. What can you share when it comes to this potential 10,000 earthquakes? Apparently, it says here, could trigger up to 10,000 earthquakes at once. So what can you share, Spirit? Knight of Wands. Oh, we got the Death card that wanted to fly out. All right, the World. All right, so it does look like, there's going to be some turbulence here, you guys. We got a few major arcanas. So if we dissect this a little bit, you guys, I do think like the Knight of Wands in reverse is a sense of that unexpected burst of an eruption here, okay? So this could absolutely represent an unpredictable energy. And I have to say, for the most part, I do really love that we have people coming to work together and communities kind of coming together with really good energy. But there is a Death card that flew out here. So when we look at the Star in reverse, the Star in reverse could really represent that this could be geoengineered. This could be artificial manipulation. That's that harp energy, because it is in reverse. So I'm actually going to pull a card on, somebody was asking me, when is all this manipulation going to stop? So I'm not going to go into that in great depths, but I'm going to pull a few cards on that, because it really does tie into this Star in reverse energy. So I think they could be using technologies. We've got that, look at that King of Pentacles, those elites that are using certain technologies, and not for the greater good here. So when we look at the World, yes, I think something is going to potentially happen in the West. I do keep getting that, but that's not the only spot. This is something globally. This is worldwide. So again, you guys, I can't say for sure this is going to happen in June, but it does look like there's some disturbances and eruptions over, you know, maybe even over the next, from now to the next 3 months. Okay, so maybe June, July, and then August things start to settle down. We'll have to look into that as the time goes. But the world does show, again, worldwide impact. And again, that's where I'm wondering the ring of fire. Look at that ring of fire. Okay, so that could represent other parts along the world when we're looking at tsunamis, massive floodings, that sort of thing. Okay, Three of Pentacles in the outcome. Again, this is a collaboration effort with people, with communities, and it looks really positive here. So it is, yes, again, as I've said this before, these unfortunate, you know, let's say situations, they do bring people together, and I do see that here. So it's people rebuilding, people connecting based off of cooperation here, and that's really nice. So let's see, let's pull, oh my goodness, there's so many things to dive into here, you guys. Let's pull the cards on the question that I was asked the other day about this manipulation, because there's been a lot for 2025 when it comes into weather manipulation. What can you, that's crazy. As I say that, in the crystal ball, there's almost this like machinery that's being pumped out here. Machinery that's pumping out certain chemicals. And so what can you share, Spirit, about the momentum when it comes to this manipulation ending? But I want to look at specifically the weather manipulation, because I do see there as being counter forces working on this when we look at like chemtrails and that sort of thing. What can you share about the momentum of weather manipulation being completely dismantled? Page of Cups, Nine of Cups. Yeah, okay, there is, I have the Temperance, which is my Light Alliance. It is my Archangel Michael card. And this is showing that there are counteractive measures. That there's that Light Alliance again. And a Victory, wow. You know what? I actually didn't expect that. I think a lot of these manipulations, okay, let me see how I want to word that, because we do have a bit of a sadness and a grief on the back of the deck. However, you know what, you guys, I really think that a lot of things that we hear online is like just fear porn, to be honest, because what I'm seeing is this is really, really positive. And again, take it or leave it, just an energy report. But I see this as like, okay, yes, they have some manipulation. They hand their hands or ties into some things, but this is now a page. They have been dismantled from these white alliances or light alliances. And they don't have the control they used to have. They can't control like massive regions anymore. So if we kind of look at the energy here, I see this as a lot of these have been neutralized with the Temperance here when it comes to energetic systems such as HARP and weather manipulation. So that's really interesting. I'm just gonna look and see if I can get more from this image I was seeing. I'm wondering, I see this as the deep states, or the ones that are still like trying to hold on and push certain manipulations and stuff. This is like maybe more like satellite or like EMF based energy, because I don't see them as having access to the big technology anymore, such as HARP, for example. This has been neutralized and taken away from them. So it's almost like what I'm seeing, like this big push of manipulation, but then it just kind of dissipates very fast. So what I want to say too is this is gonna, I feel like, trigger a lot of people to wake up. Like people are noticing weird things happening in the skies, or you see these massive, storms, or maybe something big brewing, but then it just completely dissipates, or turns around very fast. This is because they don't have the power anymore. They're coming up as the page here. I'm going to pull a couple more cards on this, you guys. This is really good energy, and it's almost as if some of these shakeups, I mean, Mother Earth is shedding her skin. She's going through a recalibration and a realignment. And some of these shakeups that happen are really bringing people together, okay? So I think a lot of it, you guys, is there's just a lot of fear porn out there. I don't see any massive catastrophic event coming and wiping out humanity. Let's see, what else can you share? Okay, we've got that Knight of Swords energy, which what we had before. What can you share, Spirit, when it comes to the weather manipulation being taken down by the cabals? Do the cabals still have access to this? Let's see what comes out. The Magician. All right, and the other card that flew out, Five of Pentacles. Look at that. They are in the cold because they don't have the access to the technology they used to. Wow. All right. So that's what I have for you there. Interesting. So again, when we're looking at even potential like blackouts, more blackouts coming, because that was something that came out in one of my readings recently as well. We had that big one in Spain, and I do see more coming out, but again, I don't see these as being like extended or very long. It's almost like, again, that big push of power, and then it dissipates as well. So they may be shorter blackouts, but I think we may potentially see these in multiple places along the world. Let's just ask a few cards and confirm with the tarot on that. Now, again, when I was getting that Chariot in reverse as well, there is a lot of takedowns. Ten of Pentacles, that's the elites and the bloodlines. They are being removed from power. So I think a lot of these disruptions, whether it be air or ships or boats, maybe travel, trains, right? These are also part of shutting things down. So these elites are taken out, the ones that are kind of left here. So let me pull a few cards, because I wanted to ask Spirit, what can you share about potential blackouts? Are there going to be any potential blackouts happening in the next few weeks here? And then we'll do a tarot pull on the economy and see what's coming up too. We got the Chariot. I did shuffle those, did I not? Chariot, Ten of Pentacles. We have the Sun in the past, the Star, King of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Six of Swords. There's that also, again, the flooding energy. We have Judgment on the back of the deck, you guys. So look at that Sun in the past and the Star. We have the light alliances. We also have that technology. So I think a lot of these blackouts that are going to happen as well, it's almost like representing the block systems. It's sabotaged agendas. It's like they keep trying to push agendas, and they're dismantled every time here. So a lot of these things, you guys, it's just part of the story, part of the plot. But I see these light alliances or cabals with that Sun energy. I would say I'm wondering with that sun there if that is almost that light or certain plasma waves or activity that is offsetting or neutralizing some of the, let's say, the deep state's EMF based agendas too. But they're not exiting here. They're not able to get out. You know what? We had that Five of Cups in the last one, and I thought this was the, a sadness and a grief of the people. But I actually am seeing this more linked to the deep state, because look at Five of Cups is a disappointment because they're not able to get out. It's Judgment Day here. So wow, very interesting. I love this because to me, I see the sun. We've got the sun, the star, and then the King of Cups. And this is showing that it's overriding the AI imprints that's happening. So really positive energy here, you guys. And it's like the blackouts that happen. It's almost like even if they're just short, it's like they turn on and people completely reset. It's like a whole reset of energies, and people just, maybe this is a big wake-up call for them. So, all right, let's look at the economy for June and see what comes out. What can you share, Spirit, for the month of June when it comes to the economy? Because originally when we pulled the Five of Pentacles in reverse does look positive. I mean, that's coming out of the cold. But let's see, is that good news, or is this just more false flag agendas? What can you share about the economy, Spirit, for the month of June? Queen of Cups reversed. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles. Justice. And we have that Judge energy. Eight of Wands. It's in reverse. So it feels like the Moon in reverse. Let's see what else is coming out here. Five of Cups. So the Justice as the past, you guys, is showing like karmic returning here. This is showing like a collapse is happening. Now, the Queen of Cups with the economy is, to me, this is showing a bit of propaganda that may be pushed for the month of June. Again, this is coming up. This came up in just a recent video that I did, but pay attention to false flags, because I remember I was getting that energy where we had the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is usually like, okay, this is good news. We're coming out of the cold, right? Things are starting to look up, but is there red flags to that energy? We do have Nine of Pentacles, which is a sovereign energy. This is independence. This is the fruits of our labor paying off, right? But there's a lot of instability in these cards coming up, okay? So I feel like there could be the economy running on, like, again, certain propaganda, and this is when, you know, there's panicking, there's people panicking, they want solutions, they want answers right away, right? And that's when I feel like there's going to be some pushes when it comes to like the central bank digital currencies, okay? So you have to ask yourself, like, does this wealth require me to give a part of myself up? Okay, that's the big question here. Because when I look at the Eight of Wands, this is showing things slowing down, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is intentional. So they're intentionally trying to like put kinks, maybe delay announcements, really fake infrastructures, that sort of energy, all right? So when we look at the Nine of Pentacles in the situation here, it does show a lot of hope and the people reclaiming wealth here. So I think the market may be quite volatile up and down still, that with the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Moon is in the outcome really showing lies within the systems as well, because we have the Fool in reverse and then we have the Five of Cups, and I feel like this is a sense of a reckless energy and the risk at blindly entering into a system that is to keep us controlled, to keep us trapped. Look at this, the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. So again, not to put fear out there, you guys, this is just to be aware of, right? We have beautiful sovereign energy coming out of the situation. It's just warning people to not leap into programmable currencies, or it's like, being trapped behind the offer, right? It's kind of that CBDC trap, or the green trap. I'm going to pull a few cards on the question, how will crypto be? What can you share, Spirit, with the crypto market for the month of June? Page of Swords, the World. Really keep an eye out, you guys, for maybe mainstream partnerships or things that seem to be a little too perfect here, okay? Because I keep getting something about like false promises. It's almost like, look at, they're like hyping up, they're strategically, this is lies, this is manipulation, and we have the devil. So it's almost like they're deliberately, hyping up certain coins or certain crypto here that's backed by the media, right? But there's the bigger plan here, and really what it boils down to is the whole putting more control around it. So again, June's going to be a big month for, I want to say, manipulated events, but they're disguised as breakthroughs or celebrations, okay? So look at what's behind what's happening. All right, so just something to pay attention to. Now with that Two of Wands that was coming up on the back of the deck too, you guys, this is my portal energy. So I do think on a broader scale over the next 2 years will be significant for seeing these cabals completely fall down. I mean, we're still kind of in the middle of it here in 2025 where these stories have to be played out. A lot have happened behind the scenes, but again, it's still the people choosing their path. And when I get that, June is very much also that pathway. Remember, we had the Hierophant, or not the Hierophant, sorry, the Hanged Man. This is a pause and a surrender. So you're going to see the population, I feel like, starting to wake up, and you're going to see either some of them are going to go one way and go along with the rest of the population, and the other are going to wake up and build sovereign wealth, build communities. And this is that turning point, that portal energy, especially for the month of June. So everybody's been talking about a major shift that we had in the last few weeks, and I have to say it does feel like that is the case. So let's just pull a couple cards on that. I was kind of curious. And then we will see if there's any final questions that we want to ask for the month of June. All right, Spirit. So can you confirm, did the collective go through a major timeline shift in the past few weeks here? What can you share? Did the collective go through a major shift or timeline shift in the past few weeks? Wow. Okay. Interesting. So I would say yes, a major shift has occurred here. And I mean, we are always shifting every day, you guys. So when we're looking at this, I'm meaning like a bigger collective shift, but each individual is always consistently moving and shifting throughout each and every day. So when we look at this, the Four of Swords reversed is my card of coming out of that slumber. It's like awakening, right? So I do see people that have maybe been in a coma, that spiritual coma for a very long time, are starting to wake up here. And it's because The Tower is loud. This is not like a soft, gentle, like, hey, wake up. This is, I'm throwing a bucket of cold water on your face to get you out of bed. That's what it feels like, right? So it's intense shakeups, and that's going to continue for the rest of 2025, whether that be actual earthquakes, massive takedowns, a lot of things happening throughout the rest of the year here. So again, I feel like this is like the stillness is over, and you guys, we're gonna continue to see more and more shakeups here. So that's why it's important to go inside internally. What does your internal world look like? Are you gonna contribute to the chaos, or are you gonna go inward? When we look at the the death as the outcome here, this is showing like a point of no return. Massive shifts, and we are moving through. It's like a rebirth, but it's only a rebirth who's going to surrender to the old form, because remember, we had the Hanged Man, and we have some people that they're not willing to open their eyes and look at the bigger picture, but we have lots that are, right? So again, we have those two pathways, and that's the way it is. And there's nothing, it's not like trying to talk down to any of those other people that don't have their eyes open, but that's their journey and that's their choice. But what we can do is look inside ourselves internally here. So the Eight of Swords reversed is showing a freedom. It's like a free from a mental entanglement here. So this is a very liberating energy, you guys, and going in the Hermit, the wisdom, the knowledge, it may come through something very intense, and I feel like that could be actual physical, like from blackouts to earthquakes and things that are happening, but at the same time, I don't see anything catastrophic in those terms. We are going to get through this, okay, you guys? So it looks like we have been through a massive shift from what I can say here. And especially the Ten of Wands could also, Ten of Swords could also represent the end of this old structure too, right? We have endings, and that's like the final nail in the coffin, right? So we have entered into a whole new shift, a whole new energy here. All right. I know this is going to sound very random. I was going to end this with kind of like a collective energy, but I keep getting something about Texas, you guys. So I want to pull a few cards on the energy of Texas for the month of June. What can you share? Is there anything coming up for the month of June? Do we have any major arcana? So what's going on with Texas for the month of June? Can you confirm? What am I seeing for Texas for the month of June, Spirit? Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so in my crystal ball, or in my labradorite ball, yesterday or the other day when I was filming a video, I was getting something big about tornadoes. Tornadoes, windstorm, sandstorm. I wonder if Texas is going to get hit with some kind of a big storm in the month of June here, okay? Something suddenly coming, a disruption here. And I'm wondering, you guys will have to let me know, but I wonder if they're having, like, this is usually celebrations, this is people getting together, this is events. Are there any big events going on for the month of June in Texas, like maybe music festivals or something like that? I'm wondering if there's something chaotic that happens during these events. We've got people walking away, we've got a sudden energy, and look at that deep state in the background. So interesting. Again, it really connects to, again, for some of you guys that are traveling, I don't see this as being a good month to travel. That keeps coming out, you guys. Stay home. Okay. Use your discernment, of course. This is just an energy report, but that seems to consistently be coming up. And I'm wondering if there's some kind of chaos with like some kind of a storm that rolls in suddenly here. So interesting. I wanted to see what was coming out there because I kept getting something about Texas. So All right. All right, so I wanted to pull on one final topic, and that is King Charles, because I was looking at his energy. I was going to do a tarot reading on it, but I feel like in the month of June is going to be very challenging for him. I mean, there's no secret he's had some issues with his health, but from what I've looked at recently, it looks like he's been given his thumbs up and he's still working. But I do think we may expect, like with this energy, we're going to see what the tarot, or if the tarot can confirm what I'm getting. But I was seeing more potential hospital visits and issues for June, for the month of June for Charles. So what can you share, Spirit, about the overall energy of King Charles and the month of June? Okay, first card, you guys. Death card. I think it's going to be a hard month for him. And 5 of Wands, 2 of Cups, ooh, Temperance reversed, 9 of Swords, Judgment, yikes, and the Fool reversed. I have a confirmation for, yes, you guys, that I feel like we're gonna see some potential significant things happening for the month of June when it comes to King Charles, okay? All the tarot points at it as well. Under King Charles and his energy, we have the actual death card here, and the 5 of Wands is showing that his body is really struggling. So on the outside, he's given a thumbs up and he's trying to fulfill his duties, but I don't see him doing well here at all. And I think that's really going to show for the month of June. So I guess we'll have to see how things go. And again, it looks pretty rough here for King Charles for the month of June. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for joining me on this journey again. Let's actually finalize this by pulling a couple oracle cards. What messages, Spirit, what can you share with the lovely soul family watching today? What can you share? Final messages for the lovely souls for the month of June. What can you share, Spirit? All right, we've got regeneration. What can you share? Final messages, Spirit, for the month of June, for the collective. Find a blessing in disguise. Oh my goodness. Wow. And the back of the deck is share your light. So if we kind of finalize this energy, now again, with this regeneration card too, I mean that, you know, we could even maybe expect some volcano activities. That gives me a big lava and volcanoes and ashes kind of energy. So that may be a theme for the month of June as well. Now with that regeneration, guys, it's all about kind of passing through through a cycle of death, right? It's a energetic, and I'm not meaning just like a physical death. This is a rebirth of something, right? And what we thought was falling behind, like falling apart or falling behind here, is really like a blessing in disguise, because it's falling in alignment here is what I can see. So the regeneration doesn't mean just move on. It's something new is forming at its root level here. And I love this because we have share your light as well, 44, which is that master number. And it's a powerful number too, with all that 4 energy. And it shows me like this regeneration is kind of emerging to the next level of evolution here, and we are tuning into our sovereign energy and are shining our light. So we are rewriting at the soul level, and it feels like with this energy we have like exited a false timeline, which is phenomenal. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this June energy report, and until next time, beautiful souls, bye for now.